Hey guys, today we're taking a look at a figure that was very popular in Europe but is pretty much unheard of in the United States. This is Asterix from the Play Asterix line. These figures originally were released by a company called Toy Cloud in 1980 in France. The originals have a white box. This is from the slightly later reissues, maybe 81, 82, that hit the rest of Europe, and I believe this is a Spanish box. This is of course Asterix, the main hero from the Asterix comic series. These figures I do remember coming out over in Britain, but they weren't a massive hit at the time. They did have a TV advert, and I remember seeing them in toy stores, but they weren't around for very long. In Europe, however, they were around for a good 5 years and they had absolutely tons of releases. Unfortunately, Play Asterix is very cheaply made and they're also very expensive for what they are. Something that's put me off collecting these for a long time. So this is the main character Asterix, and if you don't know who Asterix is, he's a Gaul. That means he's French. He lived in 55 BC in a little village that was holding out against the Romans, and they had a secret weapon, and that was a magic potion brewed by the druid Getafix, and the magic potion made them invincible. These comics were huge in Europe from the 1960s right through to the present day. They've even got some new writers on board for the latest one, Asterix and the Picts. Now I remember Asterix always being around in the house. My mum and dad actually used to read the Asterix comics. These came out when I was a little bit too young to be able to read stuff, but I do remember seeing the toys on the shelf, so this does have some nostalgia value for me. So on the front, he's saying, "I am Asterix, I am a Gaul," which means a Frenchman. You can see there he comes with a sword, shield, a helmet, and he's even got a little wild boar. If we take a look around the rest of the box, you can see some of the other sets. So that is Unhygienix the fishmonger and his wife. We also get the Roman camp play set. And on this side we've got his best friend Obelix. That's the chief, vital statistics, and that is the druid Getafix. Now, if you're going to collect these things, you need to start learning the different names for these characters. For example, in France, he is known as Panoramix, not Getafix, and these are a lot easier to find if you know the French names. On the back, this is actually the cover for the very first Asterix comics that was called Asterix the Gaul. I'm not sure exactly what Obelix is saying. Something like, "I'm coming, my friend Asterix, to beat the Romans," probably. This is pretty much what the comic was about. It was just beating the crap out of the Romans, basically. On the end, you can see there, for boys and girls aged 4 to 99. So we're not discriminating against age there. Other end is exactly the same. Inside we also get a little toy catalogue, and this is pretty interesting because a lot of these sets are so ridiculously expensive, it's unbelievable. This is the Gaulish banquet play set. So not only did you get tables and chairs and cooked bars and loads of accessories, you also got all these figures in the play set. So you're getting 5 figures, a couple of bars, dogmatics, barrels, tables, cutlery. That set sells for about £300 now. Again on the back, this is the Roman Legion camp set, and this is made up of loads of smaller sets. And again, all these figures you see came in this play set, and this is again £300 plus to buy one of them. There we've got Asterix and Obelix. They're not too expensive. I'm forgetting some of the names here. This is actually some Romans called Stanix and Olix. These are some of the other villages that I can't remember all the names of now. That one, no, can't remember any of these. We've got a load of different Roman legionary sets. That's Geriatrix, the little old fella that was hard as nails. Unhygienix the fishmonger. Impedimenta, the chief's wife. That was Geriatrix's wife, I forget her name now. And then we've got Chief Vital Statistics. Is that Panacea, possibly? Fully Automatics, the blacksmith, he was always fighting with Unhygienix. And we've got Cacophonix the bard, and we've got Getafix the druid, who's the guy that's the secret behind the magic potion. On the back you can see just how extensive this range is. We've got these Roman centurions, we've got these horse and cart sets, and all these horses were battery powered so the legs would move, they could run along. And then you've got chariots, Asterix and Obelix on a chariot again, you're into the hundreds to find these. That's another different Obelix and Asterix set with a chariot. These are more expanded sets from the small sets just bung together in a box. There you can see some of the Roman tents and the Roman walls that form together to make this one on the back. And now we've got that's the Gaulish banquet set. So as you can see, this is a massive line to start collecting, and every single one of these sets gets really expensive, especially the later figures like Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. But they are a nice little line to start collecting if you see them out and about. So this is Asterix, and these are pretty small figures. They're kind of in the 3 3/4 inch scale, but Asterix is very small. Obelix is about 4.5 inches tall, but they're very cartoony proportions. And we'll see there, he's got a little bit of articulation. His arms can move, his head can turn. He's got a waist turn as well, but his legs are actually static. They vary figure to figure what you can do with them. Like Obelix has actually got ball joints on his arms so he can carry his minia. He has a little strap that comes with his gourd of magic potion, which is actually the wrong colour. It's supposed to be a green gourd in the comics. And he's got his belt, which you can put in his sword, which is this. Again, these are super fragile. If you put that sword in his hand and it falls over, that sword's just going to snap. But you can fit it in there quite nicely. So there we go, there's his sword. And Asterix wouldn't be Asterix if he didn't come with his helmet. And this is his winged helmet, and these are separate pieces. And again, these snap like crazy. If you're going to collect these, you're better off buying mint in package ones than trying to piece together loose sets. That kind of fits on his head, but not very well. As you can see, it just falls off quite a lot really. You need to blue tack that on if you want to keep it there. But that is pretty much Asterix. He does come with a little solid wild boar, which you got these with a lot of the figures. In the old comics, they used to go hunting for wild boar and then bash them over the head and then take them home and cook them. And Asterix does come with one final accessory, which is this shield. Now in theory, you can clip that on his arm. This was sealed up when I got it, and I clipped that on and the damn thing snapped straight away. So I've actually had to super glue this back together. No way I'm going to even attempt to put that on his arm now. And you'll find with these shields, you'll see them loose on eBay and things, and they're always missing the prongs. They're really thin, fragile. Imagine gold plastic syndrome. It's pretty much like that, but they're not gold. They're so thin they just snap instantly. So if you do find one that's not broken, don't bother putting it on them. And that is pretty much it for Asterix. He is the main character from the series, so if you're going to collect these, you will at least need Asterix and Obelix, the main Batman and Robin of the Asterix series. Fortunately, Asterix is dead easy to get. You can get him on his own, you can get him in a twin pack with Obelix, you can get him with chariots, you can get him in the banquet playset. There's tons of versions of him about. And I would advise, if you're going to go for the completest route and you want the big sets, hold off on the small sets because you're going to get the figures again anyway. So there's no point buying them 3 or 4 times. Just remember, lots of pieces, everything breaks dead easily. So it's maybe worth tracking down those ones that are still boxed. There's quite a few of them about, they're just not cheap. So this has been Luke with Asterix from the Play Asterix line. Thank you for watching.